week, so happy hump day. And I am exhausted. I don't know about you guys, but man, oh man, did I have a rough day at work, and I needed to share a story with what happened today. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Julie, and I am a school counselor. I'm a licensed professional counselor, and I am also a beauty builder, building beauty from the inside out. And man, was my day at work really tough today. I don't know if it's the moon or what it is, but man, are these kids going absolutely crazy. And so I can take a sigh, I can take a breath and breathe and okay, so here's my story for you guys. It was crazy today. I had a 5th grade boy that went nuts, okay? He was really angry. He was really upset. He was slamming things and kicking things and had to try to calm him down. And what ended up happening is he ended up leaving the building during his lunch and going out for an extra recess. And so obviously that's not okay, as 5th grade had already had their recess, and so he went out and thought that it was okay to go and have another recess. Well, guess what? That's not okay, and that is so needs to be disciplined. And so I am really all about logical consequences. And in my old school, we did what's called responsive classroom, and one of the methodologies of responsive classroom is really about logical consequences. And so I wanted to explain to you what logical consequences are and how you can implement them, in your motherhood, and how it makes so much sense. So here's a logical consequence. The little boy, or I guess he's a 5th grader, so he's not a little boy, but he's a boy, he got an extra recess. And so the logical consequence would be then to take away recess for the next few days or for tomorrow, because he already got his extra recess. And so that's where the logical piece goes. Sending him to the office or sending him home for suspension or making him write something. Now that's not quite logical, right? So it didn't make sense. And so we ended up taking away his recess for tomorrow because he already had his extra recess. And I think about my own kids and some suggestions that I offer parents at times. And so let's say your daughter or your son likes to slam doors. The logical consequence would be then, if they're a door slammer, when they're angry or when they're frustrated, whatever it may be, their logical consequence then would be to remove the door off of their room. All right, having a door is a privilege. It doesn't mean that they have to have it. And so there's where the logical piece comes in. And so as much as you can and as often as you can, that's the logical consequence. And so for my own daughter, my youngest, she hates eating dinner. We call her a twofer. She eats 2 meals a day and that's it. And she snacks a little bit, but she really is just not a big dinner person. The logical consequences then, I'm not going to sit here and have a feeding frenzy with her and fight with her over her food. The logical consequences, then you're not going to get dessert, because in order to get dessert, you're telling me that your tummy's still a little bit hungry and that you want an extra little sweet. And if you don't eat your dinner, the logical consequence would be then you really don't need dessert because you're telling me that you're full. And so that's where that logical consequence happens. And so there are so many ways to implement logical consequences into your daily structure with your kids. It can be homework, it can be whatever it is that you're struggling with your kids. And you know what? I'm going to be honest. There are times where logical consequences don't always work, but a lot of times they do. And so what I say to the kids is, you broke something. How are we going to fix it? What are we going to do to fix that to fix what you broke? And sometimes it might be the only way to do it is to write an apology letter. And we talk about what an apology is and that it needs to be sincere. And when you're sincerely apologizing to somebody, you're saying that you're not going to do it again. And so that's where sometimes that logical piece comes in. And then there's other times where, punishment is just punishment and it can't necessarily find that logical piece. So this is what I want you to do, is I want you to think about consequences and punishments a little bit differently. And I want you to post in the comments below some of the issues that you have with your kids. And let's see, as a group of moms, because that's what we are, a group of moms can come together and figure out what would be a logical consequence that you could give your child. And let's see if we can kind of maybe tweak it a little bit so that it has relevance and that it has meaning for the consequence that they have, or the consequence that they need. So please, please, please post below. If you know any moms that are suffering from discipline issues like myself at times, please share this video with them so that they too can be included on this conversation, and we can help them also as a group of moms uplift, empower, and validate each other, and think of some logical consequences with some of the behaviors that you're seeing at your house. So thank you so much, and if you have any questions, again, please post the comments below, and I look forward to hearing from you guys soon. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.